Samantha Edwards. So far, we have not been able to have any information. Now, the affidavit was released. I've had it in my hands for less than 10 minutes. There are a few things I want to point out that are piecing together what led up to Nicole Cable's kidnapping and eventual murder. That's right. The town manager and town council were really hoping that they wouldn't have to go through this again, because what it boils down to is Millinock is essentially broke. It was during the Patrick Armstrong case where the state saw a flaw in the way it handled juvenile offenders. What they wanted was for Patrick to serve a blended or bind-over sentence, which simply means allowing him to serve the first part of his sentence in a juvenile facility like this one, before entering an adult prison. The life of a migrant worker is not easy. They spend most of the year going from town to town and hoping for a good crop and a good season, because the better the crop, the more money that they can make. Now, it's stressful and it's tiresome for their families, and for most of them, it's the only work they've ever known. This morning, this lot was completely empty, and it took 7 workers 4 hours to take 25 boats out of the water. And now, as you can see, they're stacked double wide, and the workers tell me they'll keep doing it until there's no room left. Through the use of taxpayers' money and contractors working around the clock, the city of Patton has been able to improve most of the roads that have been washed away. But it could take up until fall for the city to fully recover.
Samantha, for a town this size, $45,000 is no small amount of money.
That's right, Chris. The town of Wesley has 114 residents. And at Monday night's annual meeting, they were told a number, $44,721. That's the amount of money missing from the town's funds. Now, the auditor hired by the town tells me it was a combination of property taxes and excise taxes that never made it into the town's bank account. Most of the money went missing during the 2011-2012 tax season. Since then, the town's former tax collector has stepped down. The most recent year balanced, but some residents of this quiet town are left with questions and demanding answers. Wesley is the type of town where everyone knows each other and for the most part knows what's going on, which is why some were surprised by Article 6 in the town's warrant, nearly $45,000 in missing funds.
The accounting records for the town of Wesley indicate that the money was collected, but it was never put into the bank, so it was never deposited.
People wanted to know where the money went to. That's quite a substantial amount of money for a small town like Wesley. And they want to get to the bottom of it and find out where our money went to.
Resident Tina Ross says they didn't even know the money was missing until they received the town's warrant for the meeting. But she says the selectmen did.
It's huge. It's a huge, I can't even imagine it. You know, running the town and this just coming to the surface. I think it should have been done immediately. I don't think that they should have waited a year.
James Wadman was hired as the town's auditor this past year. He also says town officials knew about the missing money. And a previous audit by another firm last year uncovered $39,000 in missing money. He found nearly $6,000 more, bringing the total to nearly $45,000. Wadman was ready to dig deeper, but Tina Ross said selectmen expressed concern at the town meeting.
And they wanted us to vote to just forget about it and continue on.
But that was clearly not what the townspeople had in mind.
You know, the discussion went on for approximately an hour, and I could tell probably 5 minutes in that, you know, the town justifiably is not satisfied with where things are right now, and they would like some answers regarding this.
I mean, it's not like losing a $20 bill out of your pocket. And you go, where did the $20 bill go? That's $45,000. There's a trail there, and I think as a taxpayer and a business owner and everything that we deserve some answers.
The town did vote in favor of Article 6 to investigate the situation. We did try contacting the selectmen, but they were unavailable for comment. The Washington County Sheriff's Office did confirm that they are investigating the missing money. And Chris, this is something that we'll just have to keep following and update our viewers as it comes out. It all started with this flyer that says Nicole was last seen with a man she met on Facebook named Brian Butterfield. Now, since then, that account has been deleted. But one local young man whose name is Brian Butterfield says he needs to clear his name, and he had nothing to do with it.
I was sitting on my couch and watching TV, and Penobscot County Sheriff shows up at my door, and he was looking for Nicole, and I went upstairs and told my mom, because her name's Nicole, and I told him that Nicole was at my house, but it was my mom.
Butterfield says he knew Nicole from school, but only spoke with her a couple times.
I had forgotten about her. I hadn't even remembered her until they said her name to me. And he took my phone and my Facebook, my emails. I even let him search my house. And I gave the consent to search my phone and dump all the information on it.
But Butterfield says he knew about the fake Facebook account in his name and had previously gone to police and Facebook security before Nicole Cable ever went missing.
I got a message from one of my friends to my girlfriend saying that, you know, I was commenting on other girls' pictures and asking other underage girls to hang out, and I'm 19. And I was asking them for pictures that I shouldn't have been.
According to Butterfield, neither the police nor Facebook did anything about it.
I was surprised and upset because I told the police about it. I feel like it could have been prevented. Like, there was no reason that they couldn't have done anything for me. I went into the police station and talked to them, and I called them twice.
Butterfield says ever since news of Nicole's disappearance and the mention of his name on the flyers and in the media, both he and his family are feeling the backlash as people assume he is involved.
My mom's taking it hard, and my whole family, a lot of people are talking to them about it and asking them if it's me, and it's just crazy. Right now, it's not good for me or my family. I want people to know that I just didn't do it, that the sheriff's office cleared me. Like, I'm not involved with this anymore. Like, I'll cooperate all I can. If they want to talk to me more, you know what, they can come and get me. They know where I live. I just want her to be found and brought home safe and sound. And for whoever who's doing this to be caught and brought to justice.
Now, we did speak with Sheriff Glenn Ross with Penobscot County, who said they were aware of the theory of this man that she met on Facebook named Brian Butterfield. Now, they have investigated and questioned this Brian Butterfield, and at this time he is not a suspect, but again, it is an ongoing investigation.
I was awoken by a Gestapo agent who was over my bed. I lived on the top floor with a gun to my head and ordered me to come downstairs, and it was a raid. They used to raid houses. Everyone was taken off into a truck. When it came to my turn, I was only 9 years old then. They just let me go.
Charles Rotmill was 7 when the war broke out. He lost his mother, sister, and his father died in Auschwitz.
And I had to go into hiding. So I'm what they call a hidden child. Whenever I hear these stories that you were talking about, I relive that experience.
Those stories are what happened in Bangor, the defacing of 2 synagogues, symbols of hate lingering on a house of worship. Many members of the congregation who experienced the Holocaust firsthand, like Rotmill, saw the markings as more than an act of vandalism.
Here I am, 80 years old. After all these years, I still have to worry. You know what I mean? I still have to live in fear. That's crazy. It should be over by now.
Beth Israel's Rabbi Goldstein expressed worry that the meaning behind the swastikas might be lost on younger generations.
The more that these symbols are used inappropriately, the less power they retain.
It's a very scary symbol, absolutely scary, because they use it in more ways than one. And it symbolized the super race, we are the only ones, and so forth.
Beth Israel has painted over the markings, but even then, the offensive images and the emotional damage cannot be erased.
It hurts when they do that. I think it's ignorance, and they should know, at least know that it hurts. It's cowardly to do that. It's insulting. It's like defacing a church. It's a place of worship.